So Michael Burry is famous for being the big short and betting against the housing market during the last financial crisis.
Sir, you must know you're betting against the market.
Now, Michael Burry is what you call someone who is a contrarian, someone who goes against the grain and believes the market's gonna go in the opposite direction than what most people believe. Now, in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the scary prediction that Michael Burry has for 2023. And trust me, whatever you think it is, it's the complete opposite. However, before we dive into his predictions for 2023, I want to go ahead and go over his previous predictions. Now, Michael Burry is someone who I think is too early with his predictions, and sometimes so early that it backfires on him. For example, during the Big Short, when he was betting against the housing market, his early prediction was actually backfiring on him as he was losing money all the way until finally the housing market did collapse. However, luckily for him, he stuck to his guns and waited for the market to collapse for him to make a ton of profits. But guys, I want to point out a different time where I think Michael Burry was too early with his predictions and didn't stick to his guns, ultimately losing but being right later on. So back in May 2021, Michael Burry revealed in a regulatory filing that he was betting against Tesla. It was a $500 million bet against Tesla stock with put options, anticipating that Tesla stock was gonna fall further down in mid-2021. However, Tesla stock rose from mid-2021 in May to all-time highs in October. This led to Michael Burry backpedaling and mentioning that his position in Tesla was just a trade and it wasn't anything serious. He then later on deleted the tweet, which is actually a pattern for Michael Burry as he has a history of deleting his tweets. However, recently after Elon Musk acquired Twitter, Michael Burry tweeted out that he will no longer be actively deleting his tweets as he has trust for Elon Musk now. Now, the reason why I bring up that Tesla position back in mid-2021 is because although Michael Burry was wrong on the move, he was actually right just only off by 1 year later, as Tesla stock in 2022 had a painful, bloody year. Now, in my opinion, I think Michael Burry should stay away from option contracts and options trading and really just hone in on focusing on, trading the underlying shares, because with options trading, you have to be right about the direction and the time. And had Michael Burry just held shares for mid-2021 in Tesla stock and just held them without the option contracts being eaten away by theta and time decay, had he just had the underlying shares and just waited 1 more year, he would have been up in massive profits. Again, I think Michael Burry is usually right with his predictions, but just off a little bit with the timing. However, some people argue that anyone could be right about a prediction and just wrong about the timing, because anyone could easily just say, well, the market's gonna fall, and just wait a couple of years, because eventually the market cycle does take place and the market will fall eventually, discrediting, Michael Burry's predictions. However, in my opinion, I still think that Michael Burry is oftentimes fairly close and really just off by just a little bit of time. So I think we should still give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, with that being said, I want to go over some recent tweets by Michael Burry as they expose what his positions may currently be and also reveal what his predictions are going forward for 2023. The first tweet I want to go over is a tweet that he made on the first day of 2023, which shared a link to an article on the Wall Street Journal talking about how European governments right now are trying to take away profits from ExxonMobil, and how ExxonMobil right now is filing a lawsuit to stifle the European governments from taking away profits. Now, what's interesting about this tweet is that it shows Michael Burry's disagreement with government interventions into ExxonMobil profits. And if you think about it and read between the lines, maybe Michael Burry is upset about this because maybe secretly Michael Burry has a position in ExxonMobil. And it would make sense considering that the energy sector was the clear winner for 2022, with ExxonMobil performing extremely well for the year as well. So this tweet leads me to believe that Michael Burry is still focused on the energy sector, and it's also notable to mention that many analysts believe that the energy sector will still soar in 2023 as well. However, as I stated, Michael Burry is a contrarian, and he made a recent tweet stating his predictions for 2023, and it's actually the opposite of what you would think. In this recent tweet, he stated that inflation peaked, but it's not the last peak of the cycle. We're likely to see CPI lower, possibly negative in second half of 2023, and the US in recession by any definition. Fed will cut and government will stimulate, and we will have another inflation spike. It's not hard. Now, this tweet definitely threw me off, especially as a lot of individuals think that the CPI report won't come down much lower going forward in 2023 2023 because inflation is going to be a little bit more stickier, especially with a spiral rise in wages. But not only does Michael Burry think that inflation is going to go down, he thinks that the recession is going to be so bad that the US government is going to intervene again with monetary policies, forcing Jerome Powell to turn on the money printers. Now, many people believe that a recession is coming. However, Michael Burry is the only person I've heard mention that not only is a recession coming, but it's gonna come so hard and so bad that the Federal Reserve is gonna have to start doing quantitative easing. The government's gonna have to intervene again and push out more stimulus, thus repeating the cycle and having high inflation again, which is absolutely crazy. Just as crazy as the 90% of people who watch my channel but don't hit that subscribe button. So if you're watching this video and you find any value, make sure to tap the subscribe button if you haven't done so already.
Go ahead, do it!
Now personally, while I do think a recession is coming in 2023, I don't really agree with this prediction from Michael Burry. If it does happen, that would be absolutely insane. Number one, it would be the craziest plot twist. Number two, it would discredit the Federal Reserve even more than it already has been. And number three, that would just provide so much volatility and it would be such a great opportunity for traders. So if it does happen, then I guess, you know, it is what it is. But guys, it's also notable to mention that we're having a huge discount for the Push and Profit program. It's going to be the first link in the description below. You get 50% off for the whole month of January. So if you're interested in joining our daily briefings where we cover what's going on in the market every single morning and also cover, you know, what stocks we're watching, definitely check out that first link in the description below. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys on this next video right over here. Check out that video, guys. Take care.